Montana is the fourth largest state in acreage in the United States, but it's 41st when it comes to population. We have less than 1 million people in our state. The largest city is Billings, and it just has gotten to 100,000 people. The eastern third of Montana is prairie, but when you get to central Montana, you start seeing the mountains, and then it's mountainous all the way across to the other side of the state, to the Idaho border. So the mountains that are closest to us here are the Beartooth Mountains. The highest peak in the state is Granite Peak in the Beartooth Range. I'm Virginia Steen Rains, and I'm the founder of Yellowstone Classical Christian Academy in Joliet, Montana, and this is my story. I moved here in 1983 from Michigan. I got my degree in music education, and I taught 1 year at a school in Michigan. I interviewed for other music positions in the Midwest there, and I just didn't seem to be getting anything, and I thought, I said, where would I like to go? And I thought Montana was a lovely place to come. We are in Carbon County, which is 90 miles north of Yellowstone Park. In the county west of us, Stillwater County, no private schools at all. In the county east of us, Bighorn County, no private schools. The next county that would have private schools is north of us, which is Yellowstone, which is the largest county in the state. But this community is where I raised my family, and so I know a lot of people here. Christian education, or a relationship with the Lord, is the very most important thing that we can present to our children. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So when you put Him first, then everything else trickles down and is in place because you've got your order correct. The board our desire is for children in rural Montana to be exposed to the gospel. Not saying that families are not already doing that, because we're here also to support families that are they don't feel comfortable homeschooling, but the public school is not the option they want. And so by offering Christian education, it's going to support these families and what they're doing. I learned when my husband was ill that the Lord is always with me. And so if He has the idea, or He has shown me that what He wants me to do, start His school, then He will be with me, and He will be with the rest of us that are working on this venture, which has just been glorious. I've never served on a board, much less been the president of a board. This building was built in 1909, the first church built in Joliet. It is the oldest church in the town, and it had always been a hub of activity for the town. And this congregation that was in this building was dwindling, the number of congregants, and then their pastor retired, and they were looking for something to do with this building. And I said, I think we could have school in that building. And they said, great, we'll give it to you. And that to me was the indication that this is where the Lord wants this school to be. We want this school to be a hub in this community, energetic, a place where everybody wants to be. Our vision is to unlock each child's God-given potential with a Christian education. I got an email last fall from Sadie Elliott. I had no idea who Sadie Elliott was. And I thought, this sounds too good to be true. But I'm going to follow up on it anyway. And I found out about the Herzog Foundation. And we went to a training in Bozeman, 3 board members. That's just a 2.5-hour drive for us. And John Elliott was sitting behind us, just all by himself. And I saw him sitting there, and I thought, I wonder if he would talk with us. And so I went up to him and asked, could we have some time with you? Oh, you don't want to talk with me. I'm not one of the coaches. And I said, I do think we need to talk with you. And he said, sure, let's find a little spot. So we did. We sat down, and one of the things that we're doing is working with a coach. And we have to pay this coach. And we told him about that, and he said, has this coach ever started a school? And we said no. And he said, well, I think you need someone that knows a little bit about that. Why don't you let us pay for that? I remember exactly where I was sitting and where he was sitting. It's just one of those moments, And so he said, we've got a SchoolBox is something you might be interested in. Well, we jumped into that right away, did the prerequisite courses, and wow, SchoolBox has just been an enormous help to us to help us focus. Not only do they help us focus on the direction, they give us a step-by-step process. And when you're starting a school, you've got to have priorities, and SchoolBox helps you set those so you know what's the next step. Okay, I've completed this one. What is next? They don't tell you what to say. You've got to figure that out for yourself. And I like that. I like the fact that they're showing you what you need to do, giving you ideas about it, but encouraging to make it your own. We would not be nearly as focused as we are. We wouldn't be as connected with not only the Herzog Foundation, but within that there have been all these other organizations that are like-minded. Our mentor is a head of school at a classical school, so we were well matched, and I think that was intentional on Herzog's part. He told us when we were off track. He commended us when we were on track. He prayed with us, and in fact, he told us that he would like to be here on our first day of school. Everything he has asked us to do or suggested that we do has been spot on and always helpful, and we respect him. Oh, the training events are exemplary. At the beginning, I felt like I was drinking out of a fire hose, but as I have gone to more, then I do have some foundational thoughts, and so it's been a little better for me. I'll just tell you, I went to marketing and enrollment, and we didn't get home until midnight. But the person that went with me is a committee member on the team, and we stepped off the plane at midnight, and she said, "This has been so helpful. I'm ready to do it again tomorrow." At midnight. The culture that the Herzog Foundation has adopted permeates all of these events. And so you not only learn from the presenters, but you learn from the people that are in the room. They have fantastic questions. They've been in your shoes, and so they love to answer questions. They're educators, and I think part of being an educator is learning. SchoolBox has given our journey order. It was a challenge to do it well, but it was worth it. every minute. And SchoolBox has been, not only the classes have helped support us, but also helping us get our website together, and the trainings. This summer, the donor development and the marketing and enrollment, the travel is free for us. And we're taking advantage of that. 3 of us just did that this last week. So once you're in, once you go to a training, you'll want to go to them all. If the Lord has laid it on your heart to open a school, then that's what you should do. Yeah, SchoolBox was fantastic for us.